Hey guys, enter the stars. There's Texan 7. I did see lightning strike the Washington Monument. I'm going to have to go into the archives to show this to you guys. We'll put this on full screen, see if there's any additional lightning strikes as the storm approaches in the aftermath of Together 2016, which finished 5 hours early. It ended at 7 hours into their broadcast. It ended abruptly, which was very suspicious. And we will be watching the monument here. It's going to be kind of a boring broadcast with not too much commentary, but at least we'll have this recorded. Now, I will go into the archives after this is done because I do know the approximate timestamp in which this lightning strike occurred. So we'll be able to see that lightning strike at I believe it was like 5:30, about 5:30 p.m. is when I saw it, but the archive is not up yet. So I'm going to put this up for you guys. We're going to let this roll. If you guys see anything suspicious, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and mute my line while I get something to drink. Hey guys, enter the stars. I just wanted to have this going just in case something weird happened. Pretty much everyone's probably cleared out of the area. What I did do is actually saw a lightning strike. It happened at the 5:30 hour, but the archives have not been updated yet. Probably most people have already cleared the area, as you can see here. Let's zoom in on this here. Let's zoom in on the mall and make sure that everyone's safely out of the area. I think Watchers was on the scene and actually saw that most of the area had been cleared out. So it appears though that's the case. My concern was for the people that were at the event, the heat stroke as well as the lightning. Okay. Now, according to reports, 350 people had to have medical attention, and the emergency personnel became overwhelmed with the amount of people that were suffering from heat stroke. That's the reports that we got. And let's see if we can capture this lightning strike that I saw. I'm almost sure it was a lightning strike. I could be wrong, but we're waiting for the 5 to 6 p.m. Archive here, and they have not posted it yet. When they post the 5 to 6 p.m. archive, then we'll be able to look at the 5:30 mark, be able to determine, this lightning strike. But that was the case. It ended abruptly. As you can see, it is still very hot there, 93 degrees. Let's see if that's still the temperature. Yeah, 93 degrees. That's warm for Washington, D.C. We'll keep this thing up and see if we see any additional lightning strikes. But the the threat level is pretty much over as everyone has dispersed. There are theories that maybe some kind of biological weapon was released. I don't know. Again, that's a little bit of speculation, but I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible at these events, you guys. In the beginning of this, the guy kept saying, "Don't drink the Kool-Aid, don't drink the Kool-Aid," during his speech. Whoa, what happened there? They just moved the camera. Let's zoom this back out. It was weird. Oh, they just probably just panned it around. And the camera just moved kind of abruptly, which is kind of weird. The storm appears to is starting to kind of blow through as we approach 6 p.m. time frame here at the National Mall. Let's see here. So see if they updated these archives. Nope, still 4 to 5 p.m. So as soon as we get that archives up. Okay, this is live here. They moved the camera off of the Washington Monument. So at this point, doesn't look like we're going to be able to get the view that we're looking for until they swing this back around. It's probably a good time to go back in the chat. So thanks you guys for coming over. There's not really a lot to watch here. I was just trying to see if there's a lightning strike. I do believe I did catch a lightning strike, but we have to wait for the archives to pop up. So I'll hang out with you guys in the chat and see if there's anything you guys want to talk about. See if they moved it back. Filming a different part there. A lot of construction going on there. Because I thought maybe you fell asleep. No, I had it on mute. I just wanted to get the camera up to try to catch anything else. It was weird. Like right after I got off from Richie's show, I popped the thing on and I was about to go live. And I'm like, I'm going to wait a minute because I had some things I had to do. And right when I was about to go live, boom, I saw a lightning strike hit the Washington Monument, or what I believe to be a lightning strike. We'll be able to see when we go back into the archive footage because I know exactly the time that it happened within 5 minutes. And so we'll be able to take a look at that. So what happened for those that want an update on this, basically they went for 7 hours. They went from 9 a.m. to 4, and that's 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. They went 7 hours, and then they said that, John saw the lightning too. So a couple people have seen the lightning. So as soon as the archives come up, we'll be able to take a look at that. But then we did some commentary. I think we went for like 6 hours of those 7 hours on my channel, and with some commentary. We were by the end of it, we were about 20 minutes behind the feed, so we didn't even know that they were about to end the event. Luckily, I looked in the chat, and you guys gave me the heads up. And oh, you guys want me to put this live feed up? Okay, they're back on it. Okay, let's take a look here. And basically, you guys asked me to whoa, sure, I'm moving this camera around quite a bit, aren't they? We want to see the top. We don't want to see this. Looks like the sprinklers came on, maybe. They're watering the grass in the middle of a storm. Interesting. So they cut the feed abruptly. They said in the report said there were 350 people not hospitalized, but that needed medical attention because of the heat. It was about 90 degrees at the time, very high humidity, and they had all these signs up saying, drink water, drink water, drink water. Now, there was a lot to cover during the event. I'm trying to think of the highlights. We did notice that the stage looked like the seat of Satan, the Pergamon. And so that was a little disturbing and troubling. Also, it actually matched where Obama accepted his inauguration. His inauguration speech was also looked like the seat of Satan, with his seemingly projected phallus coming out and extending out, and that's where Obama stood in the middle of a circle, just like the stage here at Together 2016. And on their stage here, they had actually a serpent eating its tail, which is their logo, and everyone stood in the middle of it. Much of this was emotional entanglement, getting you emotionally invested in this, okay? So the messages per se, for the most part, were pretty on point, but then there was a deception sprinkled through, and at one point early on, the guy was talking about genders, and he threw that out there, okay? I did notice a trend of what seemed to me to be more effeminized men versus like a strong figure, like Jesus would have been. And that was a bit troubling. But this is the state of our country, you guys. This is just what's going on. I mean, some of these guys were married, apparently. But to me, it just came across that way. And I know you can't judge a book by its cover, but this is the trend that I'm seeing. Kind of a blurring in the lines a bit. And this is just my impressions, my initial impressions as I'm watching this thing unfold. What else did we find? Christine Kane got up there, the Australian, and she was born on 9/23, the famed doomsday date. Christine Kane is CC, that's 33. Also, in the beginning, there were several texts that they were asking people to send out, and every one had 88s and 77s in it. So there's a lot of numerology here, you guys, in case anyone was not understanding that this was a 777 event. Well, they revealed themselves at that point. Everything seemed to be based around the iPhones and tweeting and texting. They kept saying that they wanted everyone to go on to Twitter and share this so that it could be trending #1. So that came up, kind of giving you guys the highlights. And then, for the most part, everything kind of went through effortlessly. The beginning was kind of bizarre with this really aggressive poem that these two women are reading. They had a lot of black-white juxtaposition, so they'd have one black person and one white person standing next to it. That happened 3 or 4 times during the event, which was noticeable. And that's the duality. Okay. Lots of purple. Everybody was wearing purple. Purple, purple, purple. Now, we were doing some research during the live broadcast in the color purple, and I know I told you guys that, of course, that's the mixing of the red and the blue, right? Red and blue make purple. Then we found some references to possible uses of purple in the Bible relating back to Jesus, and I need to do some more research on that, you guys. And I'm not here to mislead you. I'm here to find the truth. And if it says in the Bible that Jesus used the color purple, then I need to be honest with you guys about that. But I will tell you this, that the new purple that they're trying to use now is a bastardized version of that. Remember, for everything good that God does, there's an evil counterpart version of it. And in some of our commentary, we talked about getting to the root of some of these problems and finding out what the heck is really going on. So we got some rain coming in, more rain. There's possible lightning strikes, possibly watching this live. And so that's what's going on, you guys. And so we're talking about getting back to the root of the problems, not, and they didn't really address the root of the problems, In fact, they tended to want people to steer away from staring evil in the face and getting to the real reason why there's problems in the world in this country. And rather, they wanted to focus on the reasons that no one can fix. No matter how much love you give someone, if the foundation, if it's built on sinking sand, it's not going to help. You have to get to the root of the problem. Now, we understand that this kingdom is going to fail, and the Bible says it is. There's nothing that can fix it except Jesus. Nothing. Now, we can love one another. That's a good message. We can help each other. We can be the example. Those are good messages. Okay. But some of us have to do the dirty work and the hard work and call out the people that need to be called out. Okay. And Jesus did that. He set the precedent for that. And that's what I'm here for. People like my channel, to call out the deception when we see it. Now, what else is going on? So here comes the rain. There's some rain accumulating on the camera here. As I said, most of the people have cleared out of this area, and they've been swinging this camera around quite a bit. And fortunately, everyone got out of there. But again, quite a few people got sick. Can't believe it's still 93 degrees there. That's pretty hot for 6 p.m. Unless this is wrong. You would think that this rain would bring in a little bit of relief, but apparently not. So, those are the highlights, you guys. And trying to think of other things that may have come up. Tim Tebow made an appearance, former NFL football player, gave a speech. What seemed to me, too, that was apparent was everyone seemed to be screaming into the camera, which was kind of weird. Like, everyone was, like, screaming, like, real aggressive. Some people seem to be almost agitated. There's a lot of rocking motion and just, that kind of thing. It seemed like they had sorry for the train, you guys. It seemed like they had kind of a tough time getting everyone, excited about the event. They were trying to pump people up and this and that. So that was kind of bizarre. And for the most part, it ended uneventful, other than the people that suffer from heat exhaustion. Okay. So that's pretty much the story, you guys. As we watch the giant phallic symbol. I just got a message from Kim telling me to turn back on the monument, which we're looking at now. I don't see anything. So we'll have to find out what she was talking about. And pretty much, let's go back in the archives, see if they've uploaded this archive yet, so we can see this lightning strike that happened and see exactly what time the strike might have happened at. It wasn't a huge lightning strike, you guys, but it definitely looked like a lightning strike. Let's take a look here. Got some more rain coming in. I just hate to click off here and then all of a sudden something happened and we miss it. So we'll just kind of leave it up. I should do is put the chat side by side, and then at least I can have a conversation with you guys. All right, let's do this. And this. Stop it here. All right. Now we're cooking with gas, right? I can pop in the chat and talk to you guys. Don't anticipate being on here too much longer, you guys, because like I said, the event's pretty much over. Let's move this over here. Close this. Some rain going here. See what you guys are talking about over here. All right, now we're rolling. It's past 6:09. Oh, he probably wanted me to check it for 6:09. Like I said, the strike I saw happen about 5:25. Hey guys, Dagger Spells, Christina, Mr. Two Scoops. Thanks for coming, you guys. Yolanda, Daniel. Yeah, Pope did not make an appearance. That was also of note. Truth of the glories of the kingdom of God. Absolutely. Liam wants to know some of the truths of the glory of the kingdom of God. Well, I think some of the most amazing information that I feel like have been revealed to us is the mapping of the inside of our bodies, God being the architect and revealing to us the gospel within us, within our own bodies. And it's pretty amazing because none of this has been revealed before, you know. And when you think about the context of this, you guys, that 2,000 years ago or 3,000 years ago, when some of these books were written down, that they did not know the inner anatomy of our bodies. They did not know what the pathway of light was that comes in through your eyes and how it traveled to the back of your brain and was processed. They didn't understand that there were optic nerves that crossed in the middle of your brain, went to opposite sides. And there was this cascade of nerve fibers that fanned back out. They didn't understand the cup that Jesus says, Abba, take this cup from me. The cup is where your optic nerves converge in the middle of your brain. That forms a cup. And what Jesus was really saying was to give that cup to his Father. Well, what is that? That's the upside down cup that fans back out after the optic nerves cross. That is the cup. And Abba is the chiastic literary format, which is ABBA in an outline. So if you have an outline, let's say ABCDE, well, the chiastic literary format does not go ABCDE. It goes ABBA. It goes in and comes out, just like the cup of your optic nerve. It goes in and comes out. Well, it just so happens that crossing is also called the optic chiasm. The nerves are called the optic chiasm. Well, what is Abba? ABBA is Abba. And that's why Christ says, Abba, take this cup from me. You see. Now, nobody knew about the optic chiasm. Nobody knew about the optic nerves. To them, it just looked like brain matter and muscles and tissue. They didn't know light traveled through there. That's why Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. That's why he says the eye is the lamp of the body. If your eye is single, your whole body will be full of light. Because he knew that the truth was in the light. The truth was in the light, the pathway of light coming in through your eye. Now, this is very hard for some people to get their brain around because they just cannot believe. They cannot believe that such truth could be hidden within our own inner anatomy of our bodies. And it doesn't stop there, you guys. It goes so much deeper than that. So much deeper. Every single cell, every single part of your brain. I've even got videos on cross sections of the brain. I actually do a cross section of the brain. They'll slice it in different dimensions, laterally, horizontally, vertically. And it resembles all of the animals in the book of Revelation. The ox, the sheep. You see a sheep's head. You see the ox. We also have the tree of life, The arbor vitae, in Latin, it means tree of life. That is at the back of the brain. When you flip the brain over, you see God sitting in the throne. But in our reality, everything's upside down, right? So there's all these things, you guys. There's so much to go in. I mean, I'm just scratching the surface. Hopefully I've whet your appetite to look at some of my Kingdom of Heaven Within videos, so you can map it for yourself. We've also mapped the human heart, counted the chambers, counted the arteries and veins, which also point back to Christ. That's why Christ is in your heart, because the life of Christ is written into the anatomy of your heart as well. We also looked at the eyes. Now, a lot of this might not be making sense, because you almost have to see it to believe it. But the inside part of your eyes as well tells a story. Okay? It's like Russian dolls, one inside the other. The world is the inside of our eyes. The eyes of good and evil. We're stuck in a dimension of duality. This is why we need Christ in the middle. The two eyes are the two thieves alongside the cross, the thieves of good and evil. And Christ said, if your right eye causes you to sin, gouge it out. What he was talking about was your ability to do evil. You have to decide you don't want a choice to do evil. That's why only one thief that was next to him on the cross was saved and the other was not. His whole life, his whole experience was an example. And that's the difference, you guys. And you're never going to learn this in religion. They never will teach you this, because that's the true power. That's what will truly give you faith. That faith is so real, you actually feel Jesus sitting next to you. That has true power. They'll give you the false faith that lets everything be in relative terms. Today I'm going to go to church, but tomorrow I'm going to turn it off. And so if you ever knew the real truth, that the architect of heaven built the truth in the story, the entire story of the Bible within your anatomy, you would be compelled. You'll be convicted. That's when your life changes, you guys. I'll give you a quick example before we go look at the archives. We're going to go ahead and pop off of this. Gosh, they're not going to give us the archives, you guys. This is bizarre. It's like they stopped the archive at the point where we wanted to see the lightning strike. Maybe they'll upload it soon. This says 4 to 5 p.m. And let's see here. Let's blow this up for a minute. Okay, so this is 16 to 17. That's 4 to 5. We want 5 to 6. All right, well, I guess we're gonna have to wait for it. Wait for it. So back to this. So, okay, so how many people were in the ark in the flood? There were 8 people. They were in a beam. Remember, Christ says, don't worry about the speck in someone else's eye when you have a beam in your eye. He was talking about the remnant. What is the remnant? Well, there's a small canal called the hyaloid canal that connects the lens of your eye to the optic nerve. It goes through the vitreous humor, through the watery part of the inside of your eye. But it disappears when you're born. It's almost like an umbilical cord to the lens. It provides nourishment to the lens so that your lens can develop in utero, inside the uterus. But when you're born, it disappears. But it doesn't all the way disappear. A remnant's left. And it kind of looks like a beam, a stick. Okay? Now, think about this for a minute, because there was a remnant that got on the ark. There were 8 people. They got on the stick. They got on the beam. They got on the hyaloid canal. They went through the rain for 40 days and 40 nights. It rained. They went through the water, the vitreous humor of the inner eye. Okay? The remnant passing through to the other side. Saved by God, saved by grace, right? Well, this theme in this story repeats. They were in the ark. What does the back of the lens of your eye look like? It looks like an ark. You see, we have three elements: an arc, a beam, which is like a beam of light. Remember, the light travels through the center of your eye. And we have water. So we have those three themes. Well, the theme's repeated. Where is it repeated? It's repeated in the story of the Israelites. Again, we have another remnant, the tribes of Israel. Remnant coming out, the Exodus, deliverance, coming out of Egypt, right? Where were they with? An ark. Where did they go through? The sea, the Red Sea. How long were they in the wilderness? 40 years. How long did it rain? 40 days and 40 nights. So we have two almost identical stories of deliverance, a remnant coming through water. That brings us to Jesus. Jesus was in the wilderness for 40 days. Notice this 40 theme keeps repeating. Why 40? Because 20 in one eye and 20 in the other makes 40. 20/20 vision. You see. Uh-oh. You guys still here? You guys still with me? Now what? Well, was there an arc in the Jesus story? I don't know. I don't think so. But thanks, Brother Ken. 2020 is about a single eye. I know, but like, think about it though. Why do they pair it like that? Like, that could be why, you know? And then I believe Jesus lived to be 40 years old. He was born into the womb, right? He was born into the womb. So now I'm going to blow your mind, because pregnancy is the same story of those three stories that I just told you. The very same story. Why? 40 weeks. So remember, we had the rain, 40 days and 40 nights. We had the Israelites, 40 years. We had Jesus, 40 days. We have gestation, 40 weeks. Now, it is 38 weeks after implantation into the sidewall of the uterus before a child is born, but the full life of the child begins as the egg coming out of the ovary, developing the ovary in the ovary first, then coming out of the ovary, and that starts at 40 weeks. What do we have? We have a child in a womb, in the water. What do we have? We have an umbilical cord, which is just like the hyaloid canal, which is just like the beam, which is just like the ark, right? The Ark of the Covenant and the Ark of the Flood. We also have in the child in the womb, the placenta. What is the placenta like that gives nourishment to the child? Placenta is the sac that surrounds the child. That is like the retina of your eye. The retina surrounds the child, surrounds the eye, providing blood and nourishment. And then, this is going to blow you away for those women that are in the chat that have been pregnant. Your cervix is dilated to 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters, 5 centimeters, 8 centimeters. You're going to have this baby. What is the cervix? It's the iris of your eye. opening and closing to allow light into the world. We're born into sin. When we pass through the iris, we pass into this material world. Our eyes are open just like Eve's eyes were opened. Our eyes are opened. Remember, a baby's born with their eyes closed. Their eyes are opened. We're born into sin, just like the Bible says we are. Then what happens? When the image comes into your eye, when the image comes into the womb, it comes in upside down. How is a child positioned in the womb? Upside down. You see all of the similarities. It's undeniable, you guys. It's amazing to me that no one has picked up on this. And, it's just amazing to me. Now you're saying, okay, Casey, do we literally live inside the eye? No, it's a map. We don't literally live inside an eye. It's a map. Okay? A map. Okay, Casey, if we're standing on top of the inner lens of the eye, looking up into the walls of the eye of the inside, water's above us, water below. Water below is the aqueous humor, which is underneath the lens, inside your cornea. And above us is the waters above. That's the upper waters. All this is described in the Bible. Uh-oh, someone says I have a message on my website. Let's take a look. Very important message. Then we have the firmament. We have the lower waters and the upper waters of heaven outside. Wow, sent on 3/29. That's my birthday, the 88th day of the year. All right. Uh-oh. Oh, I see. Social media URL. All right, let's take a look here. Bonnie Brown passed away at age 77. Wow. Well, there's our 77 sacrifice. Let's see here. Let's put these headphones in, listen to this. So that's a story, you guys, but it goes on from there, okay? This is not it. Revelation talks about 4 angels. If you get a chance, listen to this again and just pull up an anatomy, images of anatomy, okay? And you will see what I'm talking about. Give me a second, you guys. Apparently, some people saw a tiger shark plane in the sky above the event. And YouTuber is referencing the shark and the Jesus face. Wow, that's right. There's a face on the chalkboard of I Pet Goat. And then the shark biting the nose of Jesus. And the phallic is the obelisk. Ooh, and the water could be like the ejaculation coming out of the penis on the chalkboard. Holy moly. Wow. Good observations, my friend. So, I mean, it's possible. We're going to have to keep our eyes peeled on this, you guys. The tiger is the Catholic. It is the Tiburon, the shark. I mean, the shark. And it's going to result in the church burning. He says he thinks is what the burning house on the chalkboard is. They're thinking the blonde girl might be Christine Kane, and then the blue people surrounding the little girl in the classroom could be the people that drank the water. Kind of translating this as I'm listening to it, you guys, with my headphones. Good points. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled. Hopefully people don't get sick from going to this event. Oh, and there is a 7 on the ground after the apple rolls across the floor. And they think the C is the broken circle on the stage. And then the serpent seed mixing with the man, which is the red and the blue, which was the whole theme of this event, mixing the red and blue together with the purple, which is what we saw on the stage in the very beginning. And they're showing the Brexit coin, British crown coin underneath Obama's foot. And the New World Order. Poisoned by water, and the serpent seed is mixed with their seed. Oh, wow. So they could have been given some kind of something to mix their seed with the serpent seed in the water. Holy moly. We got plenty of scenes of the crowd. And then they see Obama with the water going down his head, which could be also ejaculation as well. Psalm 23. Oh, and they're saying the clock tower could be the monument, the Washington Monument, the clock tower above the Psalm 23 scripture after they pan out from Obama. Wow. Psalm 23 talks about walking through the valley of the shadow of death. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Make me lie down in green pastures. Leadeth me beside the still waters. Oh, waters. They're talking about water in that. Restore my soul. Reset is restore. Leadeth me in the path of righteousness. Though I walk through the valley of shadow of death. They're walking through the shadow of death. That's true. It's where they were. You are my rod. That's the rod, and the staff could be the Washington Monument. My cup runneth over. Another water reference. Wow. Great points, Meg Luck. Well, we've documented it, so if that is the case, that is a possible, that is definitely a possible decryption of what we just saw on that chalkboard. Unbelievable. Great work. Thank you for that. And that's what we do on this channel, you guys. We try to include everybody in this process. And oftentimes, you know, I'm just a human being, so I fail many times. And there's probably a lot of stuff that you guys have sent that I haven't seen or looked at, but just trust that I try to look at everything. So thanks for that observation. And it is now on notice. It's now been documented. So if these people get sick, we will know what happened, right? So on to this eye thing, because, you know, people wonder, okay, so is the eye an actual map? You know, what is it? And I believe that it is a map. I believe that below our feet, we have these megalithic structures that are coming up out of the earth that look like hexagons. And underneath our feet is the lens. And when you do a cross section of the lens of the eye, it also has hexagonal features, just like the ground under our feet. And when you look up in the sky and you look at the firmament or the inner walls of the eye, when you cut that and you do a cross section of that in real anatomy, it also looks like hexagons. This is the prison. It's the cell we're in. And, you know, in the film Hunger Games, they depict this hexagon firmament when Katniss shoots her arc with the high-loaded canal attached through the firmament, and it's hexagonal. We see this hexagonal depiction everywhere. We also saw it in the V for Visitors, the reboot that they did when the aliens come with their spaceships and overhead, and when the alien woman begins to talk, the queen, you see this hexagonal pattern that's depicting the firmament, you guys. So this is the prison. It's not of God. It's our prison that we're in. We're stuck in this dimension, right? And so then when you look at the eye going back out to the rear, we see God's feet using the earth as his footstools. And you see actually the footstools are the optic nerves sitting on top of the back of the eyes. Those are God's footstools, you guys. It's right there. It's all there. And the four angels that are holding the earth are the four muscles that come out of the sides of your eye and back into your skull. Those are the four angels. There's another angel that opened a scroll or a book. And that's the other muscle. It's called the oblique, I think it's called, nerve or muscle that turns your eye in circles versus side to side. So that's pretty much the pathway. And all of it's written down in the Bible. Now, it goes into far more detail. And again, you can see that on my playlist called The Kingdom of Heaven is Within, or I think that's the name of the playlist. I don't have a lot of playlists, but if you look through them, you will see exactly how this pans out. And I would definitely take the time, if you do want your faith increased, to know for a fact that God is real and his son is real, because nobody could have known the inner anatomy except for God. Nobody knew it. This proves God. Now, some people will say, oh, well, ancient aliens had advanced knowledge. Well, that's why they came up with that old ancient aliens thing. To do exactly that, to make you think that these advanced civilizations could have written the Bible. Yeah, I prayed. I prayed for God to show me the truth, fire kindled, because I had a lot of pain in my life, the early part of my life, a lot of unanswered questions, a lot of wasted energy. I felt like I was hitting my head up against a wall every single day. I never got what I wanted. Nothing ever worked out. Relationships didn't work. It seemed like everything I tried to do, I would mess it up. And I expended a lot of energy in all of the wrong places in my life. And when it all finally really fell apart, a lot of it was due to my own personal sin that I had in my life that I couldn't let go of. That's when I didn't want to live anymore. And God said, knock it off. You're here for a reason. You just haven't realized it yet. And I said, okay, well, show me then. And I go, if you show me, I will tell everyone. I will worship you with my whole might, my whole mind, and my whole soul. I will love you, and I will do whatever I need to do. And I'm not going to be perfect at it, God. But if you tell me, I will share with the world. And so that is exactly what happened. And from that point forward in 2007, that's when he started opening up things to me very slowly in the beginning. Little by little, kept opening up. There were some doors I almost went through. I studied Egyptology extensively until I finally realized that the first time that the word Egypt's mentioned in the Bible is one of the sons of Ham, brother of Canaan, brother of Phut, uncle of Nimrod. Cush's son was Nimrod. Mizraim was his uncle. Mizraim's Egypt. Then I realized why the Egyptians were so smart. They had fallen angel technology. Then I realized why the Egyptians were depicted twice the size of all the other people in the hieroglyphs. Why the Egyptian pharaohs were so much bigger. Because they were Nephilim. They were fallen angels. Then I realized why Egypt were the ones that had captured the Israelites and were making them suffer and had imprisoned them and made them slaves because they were the enmity between the seeds talked about in Genesis. They were trying to wipe out the seed of Christ to come. It's all in there, you guys. It's all in there. So then I got angry once I started understanding all this stuff because religion had failed me. They didn't teach me this. I could have used this information a long time ago. But instead, I got the same old sorry Bible stories. Cain and Abel. Cain killed his brother because he had an anger problem. They didn't tell you it was because he was trying to wipe out the seed that Satan possessed Cain because he was the son of Satan to wipe out the seed of Christ to come because the curse had already been put on the serpent to eat dust. Whoa, what was that? Did you guys see that? I thought I just saw something in the sky. Could have just been the camera light adjusting. You see, it's a bird. That looked like a bird that just flew by, or a UFO or something. Wow, we better keep an eye on this. I hope you guys are watching it because I'm just talking. So that is what is going on. This is the truth. They never put it all together for you in church. They tell you the same sorry stories in the same way. You never learn anything new from it. Then people go their whole life and they know every single Bible story and nothing ever changes. There's no power. But if you knew that the architect of all architects was the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning from the end, if you really knew that and believed that he already knew the history of the world, but he had to let it play out. And in knowing that, he actually encoded the entire history of the world, the gospel, the crucifixion, the flood, the Exodus. He encoded it in the very fabric of who you are. If you knew that, you would never, ever doubt God. The enemy would have no power over you because you would get it. You see. So, do the trolls out there that don't believe in God or don't believe in the Bible? Got news for you. You show me in history when the Bible was written 4,000 years ago. You show me how they knew what I just described to you. The brain, the eyes, the optic pathway. Nobody knew it except for God. You see, and the people that don't understand this is because they've come under a strong delusion. And it's not making fun of them. It's just, it's the facts. All right, I'm looking in the chat here. So they got about a quarter of the people to fill them all that they wanted to. Ariana says, is Jesus black? Don't know. I don't think it really matters. Someone says the sound is gone. Probably got to refresh. Looks like I'm good here. Unless they cut me off. Okay, so I'm looking in the chat here. Probably get off here in a minute. Oh, let's see if the archives are up yet. Keep checking these archives. Gotta find this lightning strike, you guys. This is nuts. We need 5 to 6. Darn it. Maybe I need to refresh this. Maybe it's been there all along. Now that you know how that works. All right. Okay, so yeah, so the Pope did not speak. Casey, what do you think about the Mandela effect on the Bible? I don't believe the Bible is unaffected. What has been affected is the Bible translations. Okay. Ooh, here it is, 5 to 6. Okay, guys, we're about to see some lightning. Holy, holy. All right, this is gonna be good. I'm gonna make this bigger. I think it happened about 5:25. Let's see where are we at here. Oh wait, right. All right, about we're gonna start watching it about here. 5:20. Let's put it right about 26. Put it there. I think this should be good. All right, so we're gonna watch for this lightning strike. Now, what I saw was something came across the top right here, boom, and hit it right here, boom. We're gonna look at the exact timestamp once we see it. 26. Okay, so it should happen in the next 5 minutes. So, yeah, you guys. I mean, what's up with that? You know, it is what it is. Let's see. So 5, 3, 4, 5, 15, 16. Oh, and 5 p.m. is 17. That's 17 in the military time, 1700. And they kept saying, go to Avenue 17 to get water. Go to Avenue 17 to get water. So let's see. Let's find this lightning strike first. Then we'll confirm it. And then you guys be the judge of whether or not it was a real lightning strike or not. Just keep watching. Came out of this direction. That would be interesting. And it brought the water, and we were talking all about water, and here comes a thunderstorm full of water, right? It did rain. It didn't rain hard, but it did rain, and it did shower. So that's the story, you guys. That's the story. So yeah, I mean, people are going to deny. They're going to deny the Bible. They're going to deny Christ. That's just what's going to happen. We've already been told that that's going to happen. Okay. So we got to believe that what they're saying is true. What the Bible is saying is true. But this is the final truth of all truths, because basically there is no denying it now. Okay. Even though many people are going to still want to deny it. See if this was lightning out. If it was, I hope it was lightning. If it was lightning, seemed like it was lightning. I caught the tail end of it, and there was no archive available. So then I was like, are my eyes deceiving me? Remember, everything looking out deceives you. Looking in is the truth. Oh, you're asking about the Mandela effect. Okay, so what it is it's translations. Okay, and every so often, every 5 or 10 years, they change. Oh, there it was. Whoa. That was a lightning strike, you guys. Oh man. It actually really happened. Let me see if we can catch it. Freeze frame it. That was nuts. Did you guys see that? Did it hit the obelisk? Man. Whoa. Where was that? Where was it? It's like. Bam. Hold on. 1730. Okay, it's coming. It's coming. I know it's coming. We got to hit it right at the point where he gets it, because we're going to look at this. We're going to look at this timestamp, you guys. That was pretty big, too. Wonder if it actually hit the obelisk. It's like, okay, I got my finger on the pause button. We're going to capture this. Man, I was just talking, all of a sudden we saw it. All right, let's see here. Bam. It was at 17. They kept saying, go to 17, go to 17, right? Let's pause it right when it strikes. Should have looked at the time right after I saw that instead of shooting in the dark here. We're at 1731. It's gonna be any second now. That was crazy. Oh, did I go back far enough? I think I did. It's kind of scary how it just flashed like that. I wasn't expecting it. You know, when you stare at something for so long and then you're like, now you got all this anticipation, like that scary face that they have on the internet. You're like, they go stare at this dot and then you keep staring and all of a sudden, and this scary face comes out. I don't even know why people watch that stuff. I guess people like being scared, which is kind of weird. Like, why do we live in a culture where we like seeing death and being scared? That's just weird. Like, people actually get entertained by that. It doesn't sound right. I think that's part of their sorcery. Oh man, did we pass it? No, I don't think we did. Oh, should have went back a little bit further. There it was. That was crazy, you guys. So I believe that so what they do is they change the translation of the Bible slightly. And they do this with gradualism, slowly but surely. They change the wording, the verbiage, subtleties. And then over time, the translation actually changes the context of what you're reading. This is the problem that I have with people who only look at certain versions of the Bible because they update those versions. You have to go back to the mechanical text. How did we miss that? Darn it. We're going to go back. Did I miss it? Oh, maybe it's like right here. Man. And so they just gradually change everything, little by little, little by little. Next thing you know, 20 years later, a version of the Bible that you were looking at with a certain way that it said something isn't the same anymore. Therefore, there's the Mandela effect. This is what they do. I think I passed it, guys. I think we messed up. Is it playing? Yeah, it's playing. We're gonna get the exact timestamp of this lightning strike. 33. Oh yeah, I think it was before this. 20. It was like 20. Let's go here. Let's go 28. Wait, let's let this play a little bit more. That was nuts. Maybe here? Is it here? We'll put it back to that point right there. So that's what's going on, you guys. So it seems like a Mandela effect, and it kind of is because it's the devil toying with the word of God. Okay? But here's the failsafe. When you go back to the mechanical text, you can compare how that word is translated in other surrounding verses in other parts of the Bible. That's how you get to the truth. If they try to call a dog a cat, let's go back here. Is this the part? If they try to call a dog a cat, and you know that the dog is not a cat, then you know it's been mistranslated. We found a couple of those instances in the Bible. Okay? In other words, you look at all the different places they use a word to describe a bottle. But then you see one instance and you're like, that doesn't fit right there. Even though they're translating it as a cup, that should be a bottle because in this other part of the Bible, they're describing a bottle. You see, I think we're getting close, you guys. Anticipation's killing me. Unbelievable. There, in fact, was a lightning strike. Now, I know some of you were like doing little bets in the comments section. You think there's going to be a lightning strike? Now, mind you, this was at 5:30. Much of the crowd was still there at the event at 5:30. Okay. There were many people still there at the event. So, see 29, I think it's getting really close. Oh, there it was right there. Okay, there it was. There was a lightning strike. It happened at 17, 29, 27. 17, 29, 26. Let's see if we can get this run on the money. 17, 29, 26. See here. 17, 29. All right, let's get it right on the money, you guys. 18. Okay, that's 25. Where'd it go? The heck? Did we miss it? Jeez. Okay, I'm going to concentrate on this. Get this right on the money, you guys. What? All right. That happened so fast. Could try to get the exact frame. Ooh, there it was right there. Okay, so it was 17, 29, 26. All right, you guys. Well, 9 minus 2 is 7. 17, 7, I guess you could say. Pretty interesting. Let's get the frame. We'll take a screenshot of this for the video. And they kept saying, go to 17th Avenue, 17th Avenue to get water. And then at 1700, the lightning strikes. Pretty interesting. Ah, I missed it again. I'm kind of a tech-tard, you guys. I'm a little challenged. I had it, and then I, like, undid it. I will get it this time. Be back in the chat in a minute, you guys. What we're going to do, we're going to blow this up. Ooh, they're not going to let us blow it up. I guess you can't blow up archives. Well. Oh, there we go. Did we miss it again? Yeah, the cloud shifted right there. That was wild. I just can't get it together today, can I? I think I've been on here too long. This is like a Interstars marathon. Oh. All right. 3, 4, 5. It's hard catching a lightning strike. I don't even know how people do it with cameras. You have to have like a camera in your hand. You have to point it in the right direction. You have to hit the shutter at exactly the right point, which is what I'm trying to do right now with the live video. I can't even do it when I've had many chances to do it. I mean, this is just nuts. Right? Oh my gosh. It's like your finger's not fast enough. Maybe I should just like screencast it. Maybe I should stop talking so I can focus, right? You guys are probably just cracking up. You're just like, Casey, just give it up. Casey, we should do a spoof video. Casey tries to capture lightning strike on live stream with no luck. Because he keeps talking. He can't focus. Oh God, I missed it again. Wow. 29. Let's see. Let's go back here. 29. There's 28, 29. All right, let's try this again. We're going to get this, you guys. I don't give up. Do not give up. We're going to get this. As soon as I pause it, I'm going to screenshot it. Because otherwise, they're going to scrub this and no one's going to see it. Richie's probably already got it figured out. He's smart about this stuff. Oh, gotta be kidding me. Lord, do you not want us to take a picture of this? After this, we're going to look at how often lightning strikes actually occur at the Washington Monument. It might be a relatively common occurrence, you guys. Gosh, that happens so fast. Got my finger on the trigger. I'm just like pausing it and playing it because I don't want to miss it again. Oh. This is harder than you guys think. I'm serious. I should probably check back in the chat with you guys. We're just going to do it from this angle so then I can at least see when it's about to happen. Then I'll nail it. $27. What? Oh, it skips it if you like keep messing with it. It's like smart. Oh. You have to wait for it. Wait for it. Spoof video. Enter star spends 30 minutes trying to capture lightning strike. Oh, no way. Okay, where are you guys at? Uh-oh. I lose you guys? Oh, here you are. Bam. Bam. You guys are just laughing, aren't you? Let's thumbs this up. We had a lightning strike. Let's take a look here. Where'd it go? All right. Will not fail again. Gosh, that's fast. All right, that's about as good as it's gonna get, you guys. Wow. Okay, print screen. Just trim this down. By the time the light hits your eye, your finger's just not fast enough. So let's do this. And this. All right, there it is, you guys. So pop back in here. Get back in the chat, see if you guys have any more questions. And let's put this over here. That. And all right, there we are. Hey guys. All right, watchers just made it home. Hey, watchers, we captured a lightning strike. Happened at 1700 military time. Remember they kept telling everyone to go to 17th Street to get water? And they kept repeating it over and over again. So we did catch it, kind of. It was brighter, but I just ran out of patience on that. I'm tired. So that's pretty much what we're going to have. Let's move this over here. So I got it screenshotted. Actually, I can show you. Here it is. Let's blow this up. Here's a lightning strike. And yes, it did appear to hit the Washington Monument. You could probably get a little bit better shot of it, but you're going to probably be working on it for about 30 minutes. It's pretty difficult. I would say that hit the monument because it does not continue on to the other side. So that is a lightning strike at 1700. So there it is, you guys. Crazy. All right, what else do we have here? Back to the chat. Boom. Right. Yeah, kind of sort of got it. Yeah. Thanks, real sweet. Yeah. Man. Yeah, you know. I wish I could have got it a little bit better. I can keep trying. Oh my gosh. Nuts. Where did it go now? What did I do with it? Did I close it? See, I got so frustrated I closed it. I got the other one. I got the screenshot. And we could try to get a better, there's got to be a better. Why are we looking for lightning? Because the lightning struck. People were putting bets saying, you know, there's going to be some manifestation. And they very quickly cut off the Build Them All, the Together 2016. The live feed just like cut in the middle of the guy's sentence, which is not typical. Then we had stories of all the cell phones went out for like 20 minutes. Power went out. All this crazy stuff happened. Storm was coming in. And so that's what happened. So now all of a sudden lightning hit at 1700, which was another 7. And 17 is, I believe, the 7th prime number too, by the way. And so that's what's going on. So this is kind of significant, you guys. Manifestation, spiritual manifestation. All right, I'm looking in the chat. What time was the lightning strike? 17:35 or 27. Let me pull it up. I've got the timestamp here. This is the exact moment of the strike, 17:29. So 9 minus 2 is 7. There's another 7 there. So that's what's going on with that. There's the strike there. Probably a little bit better picture of it. I'll work on it a little bit more, you guys. Uh-oh. EarthCam Washington currently unavailable to the public. Interesting. Why is EarthCam unavailable? Good question. Let's see if it's unavailable. EarthCam, cam. It is. Can't stream. That's not it. It's loading. That's the default image they give us. Let's see if it's up. Okay, it's up. Let's look at this archive again. See if we can catch this. 6 to 7. Wait. 5 to 6. Here it is. 5 to 6. Caught the lightning strike. That was pretty epic. 17, 20, 29. Right. Let's put it right there. Bam. 27. We're going to get this time. Oops. Let's do this. Should we zoom it in? Ooh, yeah. Zoom it in. Let's get it good. All right. Here we go. Ooh, missed it. Yeah, my son's really good at this stuff because he was a gamer. So very great hand-eye coordination. I used to be really good at this stuff too when I was younger. 28, 28, 29, 27. Here we go. Let's try it again, you guys. Ah, man, it's so hard to do. That was a close-up of it, though. I feel like a retard right now. You almost have to anticipate it before it happens. So like at 26 and a half, I'll hit the pause button. Yeah, I guess that's the shot right there. Man. Kind of the same shot we already got, huh? I'll capture it. Hey, maybe you can like hit this button right here. Go like back a little bit. No, it won't let you do that. Too easy, right? Uh-oh. Carrie says there's lightning at 17:01:30. Ooh. Thanks, Carrie. 17:01:30. Wow, multiple lightning strikes. Thanks, Carrie, for that. What? Okay, let me go back here. 17:01:30. Here we go. See if we can find it. So that would place us at exactly 1700. I wonder if it struck the obelisk. Whoa, that was nutty. Zoom this out. Wow, good catch. Let's move this over. 17:01:30. Bam. So, okay, so that was literally, whoa, was that when it, okay, wait, 15, that's 5 o'clock. So it was an hour after it ended. So a bunch of people were still there. Maybe somebody got struck by lightning. 17:01:30. That'd be crazy. Maybe that's why they stopped the event. They're just not telling us yet. That looked like it hit the bottom of the ground. Here, let's look here. Let's look here. Looky here. Looky here. Okay, we're just gonna move this over. Okay, we're looking for lightning here, you guys. 26, 27, 28, 29. Oh, I missed it. I was like off in the distance a bit. I'm not even going to try to capture this one, you guys. Ooh, and like right when it hit, they moved the camera. So that's probably what happened. They were probably like, we gotta wrap this up. 30, 31. Ooh, I just almost got it. They were like, we got to wrap this up. Lucifer is going to be angry, and he's going to like, he's gonna like send some lightning down or something. Huh. That's probably what they were thinking. We got to get everybody out. We got to evacuate the premises here. All right, let's try this. 28, 29, 30. Bam. Okay, so there you go. There's a couple lightning strikes. One at 17:30, one at 17:29. And then it's weird, like right after the lightning strike, they moved the camera. Did you guys see that? That was pretty bizarre. Let's see if we can capture this one. Great catch. Ooh, yeah, that was some lightning right there. Anyway, so that's that, you guys. Go back in here. All right, so we'll have to see what's going on. Yeah, Satan fell like lightning from heaven. And let's see here. Reading through the chat, you guys. Proof from the science phase believers pretty sure CERN switched off here in Europe. Thanks. That was just me. I'm wondering if there was other lightning strikes during the event that we just didn't see. Yeah, it's over. The march is over. It ended at 4 p.m. Eastern time. They said due to heat exhaustion, but now it's starting to look like it was probably more had to do with the ensuing thunderstorms that were coming in. Caught a couple different lightning strikes already. People want you to check your Twitter, Casey. Check the Twitter. Twitter, man. Let's see here. Let's look at the Twitter. All right. You guys want me to check here? Notifications. Dabu's got some stuff cracking off. Press Dabu, nice. Dabu's got some nice new hats. Press Dabu 7. Nice. Let's see what else we got on here. Black Lives Matter still blocking. Richie from Boston. Notifications? Just want me to go in here? Where's the train? Oh, David's got some stuff up. Oh, he shared my video. All right, what else do we got here? Fukushima failure. I'm not sure what you guys want me to look at. I'm kind of a Twitter tard. I don't really know how to use Twitter. So I know W uses Twitter a lot. He knows how to use it. He knows how to get information from it, watch trending and stuff. But to me, this just looks like a jumbled mess. For me anyway. Never really did get to understand how to use Twitter. So I'm going to close that. All right. What was that? So take a look at it. Illuminati failed today. Yeah, I mean, if they would have been successful, they would have went all night and carried out whatever plans. There's too many eyes on this thing, you guys. All of us are streaming it. You know, there was no way they were going to get away with anything. You know, So that's the thing. Let's see, 1701. Ooh, the first lightning strike to the second lightning strike was 16 minutes on the 16th. There was one at 1701. There was one at 1717. That's 16 minutes apart, you guys, on 7/16. So there you go. Heat stroke is serious. Yes, it is. Got to drink plenty of water. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm drinking some water. Heat stroke. All right. See, you guys, there's some battles going on here in the chat. You guys all right? Yeah, there were two strikes. There's one at 1701 and one at 1717. Or wait, 1729. Wait. Sorry, guys. 1701 and 1729. They were not 16 minutes apart. Let's do the math on this. My bad. See, it's been a long day. This is when I start making mental mistakes. 1701. 1 minus 29 is 28. Ooh, so 28 minutes apart. Wait, 28 minutes apart. Yeah. So that's like, what is that? The 28 years of the World Trade Center? Possibly that it stood 1973 to 2001? Maybe. Ooh, and 4 sevens equals, yeah, 7 times 4 is 28, which is why Building 7 had 47 stories, which opened at the exact halfway point to 9/11 in 1987, which is the Hebrew year. You ready for this? The 1987 is the Hebrew year 5747. Wait, 57 for 47. Yes, that is correct. 87 is Hebrew year 5747. That was the year Building 7 opened. It was 47 stories tall. It was the exact halfway point to 9/11, the 14th year. Unbelievable, you guys. So that's the story. All right, what else we got in here? Yeah, a lot of chemtrails at the event I saw. And let's see. What else do we have? Forget what don't block them. Uh-oh, is Liam having some issues in here? Somebody's messing with Liam. Let's see here. That's nuts, you guys. Yeah, let me line this out for you. Let me pull up some notes here. Show you guys how all this fits together. Okay, this is crazy. Get your thinking caps on because this is nuts. Now I got some T-shirts with this information on it, but they're not too popular. You know, people don't want to really. This will not gain you friends wearing this T-shirt, okay? Because it's got the truth on it, and the people don't want to know the truth, right? 1973. You ready for this? This is going to blow you away. 5733 in the Hebrew year. Okay, so when let's type World Trade Center on this. I haven't done this in a while, so we're going to do this here since you guys are here. This is going to prove to you beyond a shadow of a doubt that this was all part of their plan. 1987 was Hebrew year 5747. In that year, Building 7 opened. Building 7 open. It was 47 stories tall. Now, no one else has looked at this way, you guys. No one. Now, look at this. 47 stories tall, open Hebrew year 5747. This was halfway, 14 years later. Let's put 14 years later. 14 years later. 14 years after this. 14 years later. We had 2001. Ready for this? 2001. World Trade Center fell. What year? 5761. Why 61? Because there were 61 generations from from Adam to Jesus. This was all about Jesus. Okay. Smaller format, font. And let's drop this down to 28. All right, so here it is. Bam. 28 total years. That's this and this. 28 total years. All right. Now, watch this. 7 is what is it called? Oh, 7-sided polygon. Actually, 7-sided shape. How would they call it? Okay, here it is right here. Okay, what is this called? Heptagon. Okay. Now this all ties in, you guys. Heptagon. Okay. Now I covered this on a previous video, but we're just kind of doing some reviews. Some of you guys don't get to make it to all my videos, and I see that when I'm in the chat because some of you are lost. I'm like, well, I just covered that, but you don't. Many of you don't get to see all my videos. I would say maybe 10% of you get to watch all my videos. Okay, here it is, 128 degrees. Let's pull this up. Pull this up. Here's the truth right here. 128.47 degrees. This is a heptagon. It has 7 sides. Whoops. See this? Building 7, 7 sides, 47, 47, 28 total years, 28 total years. All the numbers accounted for. All right? 61 generations from Adam to Jesus. Twin Towers were the Twin Towers are the 2 thieves. All right, let's do this. Building 7 is Jesus. These were 2 8-pointed columns. Right? That's 88. Jesus was crucified, I believe, on the 88th day of the year. Now, it's kind of hard to prove, but I mean, it's not hard to prove, but there's the belief system that people have is so ingrained that few people will believe it. But I believe this is why that there were 2 8-pointed columns. Okay. Now, for those of you that understand the World Trade Center, there are actually one additional point. Actually, 1, 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Because the edges are beveled. Okay. So there's 12. Well, there's actually 6 additional points. So there's 14 actually. So it's 14. Okay. 2 times 14. There you go. There's your 28. See how it all fits together, you guys? Got your 28 and your 14. Unbelievable. 2 14-pointed columns. How? Let's save this. We'll lose all that information. Let me show you. Twin Towers. Twin Towers. Images. Hope you guys aren't getting bored with this. Now, it looks like they're 8-pointed columns, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But they're not. They're actually a little bit more sophisticated than that. Just like the pyramids. The pyramids are not regular pyramids. There's an extra facet to the pyramids. Okay, let's pull up the world. Let's pull up the twins. So we need a close-up of this. so you guys can see what I'm talking about. The edge is beveled. In other words, you can kind of see it here. Here we go. See this edge here? This is beveled. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Here it is. Uh-oh. Why does it have this picture on here, but you can't see it? That's weird, man. Oh, okay. Here, this image shows it. Okay, here it is. See this edge here? It's cut off. So that gives one additional point on each side, right? Because if it was just flat, it would just be 1 point. So it's one additional point. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, so there's actually eight additional. Hold on, let's fix this. It's 2. Wait. So it's 16. Sorry, guys. Wait. 8 plus another 8 is 16. So that's 32. So I was wrong there, but we fixed it. Okay. So I was like, wow, that's 2 times. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so that's 16. That's 32. I don't know what 32 means, but here it is, you guys. This is the breakdown. Now, this is really going to weird you out. For those of you that were grew up in the 80s, you remember. Let's put this under here. Let's make this smaller. All this crazy stuff happened in the 80s, right? 80s was weird. Okay. There were songs. Meet me halfway. Remember, this was the halfway point to 9/11. We're halfway there. Living on a prayer. Oh, by the way, this Meet Me Halfway was a soundtrack for Over the Top, Over the Hump, Over the Top. It was a arm wrestling movie with Sylvester Stallone. He was in a semi truck, and he was arm wrestling across the United States and winning all these competitions. There was another song by another French artist that had to do with halfway as well. A lot of halfway songs. These were very popular songs, hit the top of the charts. Now, who's keeping track of all this stuff? Well, the Bible tells us who's in control of this world and this reality. When you go to work for Hollywood and these places where you have control over lots and lots of people, that's how you sell out. And then the devil can use your talents to push his agenda. And that is what's happening, you guys. When you give in to material, possessions, money, and that becomes your God, it becomes important to you, you'd be shocked at what you would do for that money and for that fame. To be on a stage, having people worshiping you, idolizing you, wanting you. You see, this is the truth, you guys. I'm sorry, but it is. All right. Yeah, it was a good movie, Over the Top. Well, it was a great movie. I got into arm wrestling after that. I was actually pretty good arm wrestler in yeah, his name wasn't Jesus. It was Yeshua or Yahushua. They didn't even have a letter J in the Hebrew language. So, but it doesn't really matter what his name is, because all will know his name when he returns. And if we fight over what his real name is, then that's not what Jesus would want for us. He wants us to have unity. He wants us to understand the concept. See, Jesus is beyond words. He's beyond words. Okay. That's why he has so many different names in the Bible. All of the names of Jesus. Let's look them up. This will prove to you that it really doesn't matter what his name is. But yes, they tried to attribute a Zeus name to Jesus, to attribute the 80, the eights, because in gematria, if you look at it, it's like got all these eights in it. And also Zeus is the sun god. So they're trying to confuse and muddy the water. So that in that aspect, yes, it does matter. But in terms of us fighting about it, It does not matter. Here are all the names of Jesus. Let's look them up. There's a good site. The Son, Son of God, Son of the living God, His only begotten Son. So you can use any of these names because this is in the Bible. The Son of the Father, Son of the begotten Father, the only begotten Son, the firstborn of every creature, His own Son, a Son given, one Son, my Son, His dear Son, the Son of the highest, Son of the blessed, secret, wonderful. There are many names for God too. The Alpha and the Omega, creator of all things, everlasting Father, the beginning, the first and the last, eternal life, the Word. The Word was with God. You see, He doesn't want us fighting over His name. So there you go. So where are we at now, you guys? Love you guys. Let's see here. Jesus is the Son of God. Jesus is God. Someone was saying about 3 obelisks the Muslims throw rocks at. 3 obelisks Muslims throw rocks at. Because they call it the devil. All right, here we go. Stoning of the devil. This should tell you guys something. Stoning is part of an annual Islamic Hajj pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca. During a ritual, Muslim pilgrims throw pebbles at 3 walls, formerly pillars, called Jamarat, in the city of Mina, just east of Mecca. It is one of a series of ritual acts that must be performed in the Hajj. It is a symbolic reenactment of Abraham's Hajj, where he stoned 3 pillars, representing temptation to disobey God and preserve Ishmael. 3 pillars. Interesting. They weren't exactly obelisks, but they were pillars. They might have been obelisks. Who knows? So there are 3 pyramids in Egypt. Maybe these people know something we don't. There's also the 3 footprints of the World Trade Center. They're laid out like the pyramids of Egypt, like the belt of Orion in the stars. All right. Oh, we got some creatures crawling around here in the grass. Got all kinds of weird stuff come visit me outside my window. Thought I saw a what looked like a mountain lion, but like a baby one. Oh, it could have been a cat. Oh, I see. We've got some whoa. Got a flock of quail. Should get out my pellet gun. Then I'll go to jail. All right. I digress. Yeah, there were rumors that that the power went out and all this stuff right before the storm came in. Some racist in the chat room, says Running Man. Let me take a look at it. Let me clean house a little bit. Callie's battery's dying. Oh, well, I think we covered pretty much everything. Unless you guys have questions. A lot of this stuff's review, you guys. These are just my personal findings. You know, I've prayed for. I have a lot of time to find the truth, and I pray, and God reveals things to me. I'm almost always in the spirit. I try to stay in the spirit all the time. Whether I'm fishing or researching, I'm always talking to God. So, bring Chunky. Okay. Liam. Now he ignores me after he insults me. Oh, is Liam fighting with Laura? Guys, don't fight. Get along. In case you give me a quick summary of today's activity. Yes, Ricardino. So basically what happened was I started streaming about 7 a.m., which is 10 a.m. their time. And when I first opened the stream, it was like these two ladies, one black lady, one white lady, aggressively delivering this poem, which just, gosh, it was just so bizarre how they were talking. They were screaming. It was like they were in some kind of poem battle or something, you know? And it was not really unsettling. That's how we kind of opened the show. But we noticed, the first thing we noticed was that the stage on one side was red and on the other side it was blue. In the middle, there was like a gradation and it met in the middle, which turned to purple. And that stage also looked like the seat of Satan, the Pergamon. Okay. Now, this is the same seat that Obama gave his inauguration speech at. And gosh, what city was that? Was that in Dallas where he did that? I don't know. I'll have to look at that speech if it was in Dallas. Where did he give his inauguration speech where he was? Oh, I guess we have the internet right here. Let's look it up. Sorry, guys. Obama, seat of Satan, Pergamon. So that happened. We noticed all this. And then just act after act came out. We tried to kind of decode some of them as they were coming out. The whole thing finished early. This is just the cliff notes. Finished 5 hours early because they said people were getting not dying of heat exhaustion. They were passing out from heat exhaustion, and the emergency personnel were overwhelmed. North St. Paramount Walter. So this was the 2008 Democratic National Convention. Let's see what city this was in. Oh my gosh. It's in Denver, Colorado. Okay. Let's see this here. So, was this in Denver? Denver. Let's look at the pictures here. Okay, so here's the seat of Satan. This is a Pergamon. And then Obama's stage. Okay, and here's Hitler. Hitler gave similar speeches at this Zeppelin field, which also looks like the seat of Satan. Okay. And the stage where Obama gave his speech was here, and it looked like the seat of Satan. And where was this? His own throne. I don't know where this was. So it's a nomination stage. I don't know what city that was in. It's probably important. But anyway, the stage at Together Reset 2016 also looks like this. And they have the serpent eating its tail in the middle of the stage. And everyone that did an act was in the middle of this serpent eating its tail. It was a little unsettling. Together stage. See, we have some images on that. Wow, this is shocking. There's really not a lot of content on the internet unless you watch this thing live. This is it. That's it. 10 pictures, and this isn't even the stage. Together 2016, Washington, D.C. We have it live. We got this thing live. There's no escape. That's maybe one of the reasons why they didn't pull off whatever they're going to pull off. But they're not showing the stage, you guys. There's probably a good reason for that, right? For obvious reasons. But we have all of it captured, 6 hours of footage. So that's kind of the Cliff Notes version of what happened today. Then the feed just cut. It just like, boom, it was just cut and it was gone. Right in the middle of the guy's sentence. He comes out and he goes, hey guys. And all of a sudden, boom, it was gone. Let's close this. We're done looking at that. So that's kind of Cliff Notes version of that. Oh yeah, there was a giant horse too. He was in Denver. Okay, thanks you guys. Denver's like so Illuminati. All right, what else we have here? Does Casey know that Dajjal is in iPad Goat? Someone tell him that's the biggest thing in the short film. No one talked about. Only one person on YouTube. Oh, interesting. Thanks for that. Dajjal. Okay, did you hear about the plane? Yeah, there was a plane with a shark teeth on it that flew by. Yeah, we did a someone sent me a video. We talked about it earlier. That they believe the Christ face on iPad Go on the chalkboard was this event, and that the penis was the Washington Monument, and that the shark was the plane, and that the water coming out was the water point them poisoning the water. I did a full decode on that about an hour ago, so check that out on this feed here. About an hour ago, so you can go back and check that out. All right, so what else do we have here? Plane was named Tiger Shark. Yeah, pretty bizarre. Was a whirling dervish. Whirling dervish from Turkey? Oh yeah, there was a whirling dervish. That iPad goat coming out of the mosque. These are the whirling dervishes. Sufi religion. Here they are. Here they are on iPad goat. iPad goat dervish. Yes. Where's the goat? Where's the dervish? What the heck? Oh, okay. Like, why are they not showing me all my stuff? Let's take a look here. I don't see the dervish in these pictures. The dervish boy. Boom. Oh, well, here's the picture of the whirling dervish. There's some whirling dervishes in the iPad Go. And these people whirl around. They go into this, like, trance. iPad Go 2. Oh, here he is. Here's the boy. Here's the boy. So he's a whirling dervish. Let's pull this up. Here he is. Comes out of the top of a mosque, and he goes up to the moon. So he represents these guys whirling around. And I believe, let's see if there's Turkish. Turk. Oh gosh, computer's not acting right. Okay, here we go. So this is Turkey, guys. They're depicting Turkey in iPad Code. Because this dervish boy comes out of the top of a mosque, and I told you guys that was the mosque from Turkey, the Suleiman Mosque. The whirling dance of Sufi whirling that is proverbially associated with dervishes is best known in the West by the practices of the Mevlevi order in Turkey, and is part of a formal ceremony known as the Sama. It is, however, also practiced by other orders. Okay. They perform it to try to reach religious ecstasy. The Mevlevi order. Who are these guys? Whoa, that's gnarly. Sufi order in Konya, capital Antolan Seljuk Sultanate, founded by the followers of Halabab, whatever, 13th century Persian poet. Okay, so this goes on. Konya, Turkey is the headquarters. Whirling dervishes. Dervish. See what's going on with the news. Turkey. Dervish. This is how I do my research, you guys. Again, like a little snapshot. See what's in the news. Dervish. Okay, company in Brick Boss, Turbo Tomb. Now speaking treasure hunters in Hungary search for what? Whirling in worship. Okay, so nothing really related to the current events. These people are from Turkey. So when you see iPad Goat and you see these people whirling around, that's what you're looking at, you guys. Turkey, it was all orchestrated. And of course, they bombed the mosque in iPad Goat, just like the bombings that Turkey is undergoing right now. I think it's pretty much over, but it ain't over. Trust me, Turkey's going to be in the crosshairs until the end of the Obama presidency and beyond. All right. A bunch of people robbed playing Pokemon. A bunch of people got robbed playing Pokemon. So you guys are talking about Pokemon. Yeah, I mean, it's nuts. I'll put out another video tonight. All right, guys, I should probably pop off of here. I don't want to I'm just rambling. I mean, you guys have fun in the chat and talking to each other and stuff, and I have fun talking to you, but I could literally stand here all day. And then you guys wouldn't get anything done, right? Guys, check out my Batman video. Unbelievable. The connections with that. How the whole running all the people over in France was foreshadowed. The coup attempt in Turkey was foreshadowed. It's unbelievable. All in these movies. It was foreshadowed in Batman. There is a Batman Turkey, actually. Batman, city named Batman. Yeah, it's been a long day, you guys. Much love to you guys. And oh, that's so sweet. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, Holly. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it. Thanks, real sweet. You guys are awesome. All right, I'm gonna get off here, you guys. Have a good night.